My first impressions when I arrived in Toronto were that there was not much planning in Toronto. It seemed all a bit random to me how everything was planned here. Some parts look nice, in general it looks nice, but it's a bit of a mess to me, it seems. The biggest problem I see is along the major boulevards in Toronto. You see a lot of developments, but they all happen at random, and you see beautiful old buildings, and next door there's some skyscraper, and it just seems like all the power is with the developers, and the city doesn't have any say in what's going to happen. And it would be nice if they would have a plan of how they would want to develop the major streets in the city before you let the developers do their thing. In Holland we would have a master plan for the whole city. It would say what kind of functions you want in different areas. And then for the smaller districts you would have a more precise master plan, which would tell you along the major boulevards how high you can go, what type of buildings you want there. It's more flexible than a zoning plan, but it just gives you an indication of what you should do in an area, and it prevents the kind of random development, and especially for the major infrastructures in Toronto, that would really help. In Holland we would say around a subway station you can have a higher density, you want more people, you want to get as much people as possible to go into the subway so they can go higher and bigger densities. And on other locations which have less good infrastructure you would not want that, for instance. In the plans there will be a number of how high you can go maximum. So if the plan says you can go maximum 40 stories, that's it. 41 is not possible. Of course they will always try, but I think the backs of the politicians are a bit stronger. From the highest level in Holland, the central government, there's a plan for the whole country, which is very rough. It tells you where the major roads will be, where the central government wants developments to happen, so in what city they will allow more than in other cities. Then, based on that very rough plan, there will be a provincial plan. Sometimes two provinces will work together. Of course, provinces in the Netherlands are much smaller than in Canada. And in the provincial plan, they will be a bit more specific. They will give you exact routes for infrastructures. They will tell you where they want new industrial areas, where they want residential areas. And it's all based on those infrastructure developments. So you only build where there is infrastructure. You don't build in other areas. In heritage areas, nothing will be possible. It will be really conservationism there. Based on those provincial plans, there will be a city plan, a city-wide plan, and that will still be very rough. So it will tell you what neighborhoods can have developments, but it will not give you the very specifics of it. Those will be specified in the neighborhood plan. And depending on the size of these neighborhoods, there will be several zoning plans under a neighborhood plan, and those zoning plans will tell you exactly how high you can go, how wide. Zoning plans in Holland are much more precise than in Canada. So the frontage will be given, the exact height till 1 meter precise. The type of buildings, even how many floor levels, on what floor levels you will allow what functions, it will go very far. Then we also have a schoonheidscommissie. Schoonheidscommissie, that will be an architectural review committee, and that committee will oversee every development in the city. No matter how small it is. So even if you build only one single house, the architectural review committee will look at it, and they will look at the general architecture of it. They want to know that everything that's built will score at least a 6 out of 10. So we don't want any anything lower than that. And for some areas, the city will say, okay, we want a higher level of architecture, and then you can go for an 8. A 9 you never do. But and those committees, they're made out of specialists. Usually there's one architect, a planner, maybe an art historian, and a builder or some local without really building knowledge. They will look at every plan and they will give their feedback on everything. And you cannot just neglect that feedback. If you don't follow it, you don't get a building permit.